Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Quality in a Quick. My name is Bob Cruz, President and co-founder of Checkpoint Technologies. So today I want to discuss with you different testing types throughout the life cycle. So one of the things that is key is that you've got to have continuous testing throughout the entire development process. And it must have a formalized life cycle. So whatever testing type you use, whatever testing you're doing. And with testing, you've got to have predetermined deliverables. Now, don't get testing types confused with testing techniques or approaches. You can certainly utilize different techniques or approaches to perform the different types of testing I'm going to discuss. And I'm not going to go over all of them, just a few. But one of the things I want to touch upon first is the difference between verification and validation and the different techniques. So verification and validation techniques are for quantifiably assuring that a work product meets its stated objectives. Now, with verification, that is performed during the development on key artifacts. So an example of verification would be walkthroughs, reviews, inspections, mentor feedback, training, checklist, and standards. And we actually devoted an entire episode to doing peer reviews. Validation, that is what we all know more commonly as actual software testing, is performed after a work product is produced. So you are validating against established criteria, ensuring the product integrates correctly into the environment. It's a reactive approach focused on defect detection and removal. So some of the different types of testing, different types of validation I want to talk about are unit testing. So in each of these different types, I want to talk about what, who, and when it is performed. So with unit testing, what it is where you are testing individual programs or components to validate that the logic works according to specifications. It validates the technical quality of the code. So unit testing is a type of white box testing. Who conducts it? Well, that's conducted by the developer who created the component or components. And when unit testing is performed, it usually begins once the component development is completed. Then another type of testing is integration testing. What is it? Well, integration testing validates the integration of components that have been successfully unit tested. It validates the technical quality of the design. It validates the integration of the application and the environment. It is typically conducted by the development with support from the test team. However, one of the big evolutions, if you will, in the past few years is that more and more QA groups or software testing teams are doing the integration testing because I've seen the technical expertise of software testing teams increase significantly. And when is it done? It usually begins once the first components, notice plural, have passed unit testing. Obviously, if you're going to check the integration of components, you've got to have more than one. Another type of testing is system testing. So what system testing is, are tests that you are validating the entire assembled system. It validates delivery of functional and non-functional requirements. It validates the interface to upstream and downstream applications, so it checks all of the dependencies in both directions. Typically, system testing is conducted by independent test teams. And when? Well, usually it begins when the integration testing has been successfully completed. The last type of testing I want to discuss is user acceptance testing. So that validates that the system is fit for use according to the end user, according to the customer, because remember, they have the last say. It evaluates how the system integrates with manual business processes. So has the development group delivered the right application or the right system? It is typically conducted by end users, customers, or designated representatives. A lot of times they might have help from the QA or software testing team. And user acceptance testing typically would begin when the system test has been successfully completed. So that just gives you a high-level overview of the different types of testing. Please feel free to email me with any questions, thoughts. I would love to get some feedback, and any topics you would like us to discuss in future episodes. You can send that email right to this email address. And then also, here's a list of some exciting upcoming events that Check Point Technologies will be hosting in the near future. Thank you so much, and have a great day.